A quick insight from Rahimi Law Firm PC, powered by freshnews.ai. Organized evidence, clear expectations, and calmer preparation for your USCIS marriage-based green card interview. Executive Summary. A marriage-based green card interview is a USCIS review that compares your forms, civil records, and shared life evidence to confirm a real ongoing relationship. The officer matches your in-person answers with the information already in your file and the updated documents you bring. Strong, organized documentation aligned with your prior filings helps the officer reach a clear decision with fewer questions and less follow-up. Today's signal. If you're heading to a USCIS marriage interview, even small gaps between your paperwork and your answers can trigger delays or follow-up requests. Missing records, incomplete copies, or inconsistent details can turn one interview into months of extra review and uncertainty for your family plans. Rahimi Law Firm enables prepared clients for USCIS marriage interviews by centralizing field monitoring, field publishing, and field synchronization across end-to-end delivery paths. Why it matters. Here are 4 takeaways. First, your interview is often the last major step before USCIS decides your marriage-based green card, so missing records can keep your case in review instead of moving to approval. Second, you may face a request for evidence or a second interview if your relationship proof is thin, scattered, or inconsistent with the forms you and your spouse signed. Third, your travel, work plans, and lease renewals can be disrupted if extra USCIS review slows your case beyond what you expected. Fourth, your ability to correct mistakes is strongest before the interview because waiting until the officer spots problems can make them harder to explain or fix. How it works in practice. When you file your I-130 and I-485 package, USCIS builds your file from your forms, civil documents, and relationship evidence. Months later, you receive an interview notice with the location, time, and the types of proof to bring, such as updated joint bank statements, leases, insurance, and photos. At the field office, you and your spouse answer questions while the officer checks your responses against your filings. If your documents are incomplete or your explanations do not match the file, the officer may issue a request for evidence or schedule a follow-up interview, adding more waiting time. Careful preparation helps you bring organized proof that supports your answers. One practical adjustment. Print a copy of the forms you filed and put your key documents in one labeled folder so you and your spouse can review the same set. What to do next? Here are 4 takeaways. First, gather your original civil documents and recent joint records, such as bank statements, leases, utility bills, and insurance policies, in one place. Second, print your I-130, I-485, and related forms, and read through them with your spouse to refresh dates, addresses, and key details before the interview. Third, sort your photos and other personal proof into a rough timeline that shows how your relationship developed from dating to marriage and shared life. Fourth, consult an experienced immigration attorney if you notice inconsistencies, prior filings, or gaps in shared evidence so you can plan how to address them at the interview. Read more at rahimilawyers.com.